Whether you're buying a new home or are an existing homeowner, the price of your home insurance is important. You're looking for ways to save without jumping through a bunch of hoops. That's where Allstate can help.
Check Allstate first, and you could save $574 on your home insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
Handsome, chatting with friends on the Handsome Pod. Chatting with friends on the Handsome Pod.
Cheers. Welcome to the Handsome Pod. I'm Fortune Feimster.
I'm May Martin.
I'm Tig Notaro.
And we're back together. The band's back together once again.
Once again, we did it. We got back together.
Thank God.
I missed you guys, as always.
Really? What does that look like for you when you're really missing us?
Does that mean, like, are you sitting, crying? Are you dreaming about us? What's
Definitely staring out of a window.
single tear rolling down?
Looking out into the yonder.
Like a regular old Katie Lang.
Yeah.
Oh, Katie Lang.
Love her. Katie Lang.
Oh,
Katie
just
Lang.
love her.
Oh,
Just
Katie
love
Lang.
her.
I forgot.
Oh, Katie.
Oh, we're not straight. Oh,
Oh, Katie Lang. I forgot I was.
Katie.
We're
on the
definitely
air.
not straight.
Even though Fortune looks it,
Do I?
she's
Oh,
not.
because my hair is so blonde?
You do. You're looking particularly pretty little ladyish today. You look beautiful.
Well, I have a show tonight, so
Oh,
Right.
okay.
I try to look as straight and pretty as possible.
Well, you are nailing it. You're going to have a bunch of guys chasing your skirt right out of that show tonight.
I can only hope so. I feel like a dude because I just got to the hotel. I had to drive from the airport and I went straight to the Hooters.
What? Oh, I forgot this. This is a quality about you that I would love to dig into. Actually, that
It's a quality about
What
me.
is it? What is it about Hooters?
So Fortune, you love a Hooters, correct?
So in my stand-up special, Sweet and Salty, I told a story about how my family always went to Hooters when I was growing up. Like it was very commonplace for my family because I have two older brothers.
Well,
And
you came from a
loved it.
conservative religious upbringing.
I mean, conservative in that it was like the South and you go to church, but my mom
And
was-
Hooters.
Well, my mom was not conservative until she started dating this man.
Oh, I've heard about
He
him.
was conservative.
Mhm.
And so one night I suggested we go to Hooters, and my mom, who'd taken us to Hooters my entire life, was like, I have never been to Hooters. And I was like, are you crazy?
Did you
and
call her out?
Yeah, she went through this whole, I have never been, and you know this. And so I wrote this whole stand-up bit going into like how we'd always been to Hooters. And then that led to, they even took me to Hooters for my 21st birthday. And my whole family was there, and the waitresses made me stand on a bar stool, and they circled around me and jumped up and down because your president was that you got to look down and see boobies fly.
And your mother was surprised when you came out?
Tig, honestly, she was shocked.
It's almost like she led you there.
I know. That was what the whole crazy thing was. So now when
She could lead the horse to water, and the horse did drink.
the horse drank.
Yeah, the horse drank it up.
So now that story has become such a part of, I don't know, a lot of people saw it, so they come to my shows now. A lot of people wear Hooters shirts.
Oh my God.
So it follows me, and I don't do anything to squash it. I go to Hooters and eat lunch.
It feels like such a relic, Hooters. I love that it's still thriving. It's still around. And
I don't know that it's thriving.
okay, yeah, it's just
it
you
was-
alone.
It was thriving in the 90s for sure. I mean, because that was before you could see boobies on your phone, you know?
Right.
So you had to go somewhere to see boobies.
Was the whole family loading up, heading out to see boobs, or as you say, boobies?
That you don't call them boobies?
I
Tig?
don't.
Oh, interesting. You call them tiggle bitties.
I do.
I truly was going for the chicken wings. I think my mom also was going for the chicken wings. In fact, I'm certain she was going for the chicken wings. My brothers like the chicken wings and the boobies.
Okay, were there no other chicken wings in town?
Not Hooters was just really good. They were fried. My family loves fried food. We're all fatty fats.
Who doesn't love chicken wings? Yeah, and I have been to Hooters only once, and for the first time, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I went, and I did have like a gallon of chicken wings.
Yeah.
You're
And
going to say a gallon of boob.
A gallon of boobs. I hate to knock on Hooters because it has a special place in my heart. It is past its prime.
right.
It's just a different thing now. You know, boobs are everywhere. It's not as salacious.
What do you mean boobs are everywhere?
Truly, boobs are everywhere. Truly. You can
But
go
where?
Google right now boobs and they show up.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But in the 90s, I mean, these girls were like
Yeah.
supermodels.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now these girls, those girls are like, why am I going to sell chicken wings when I can be on OnlyFans? Or
Exactly.
like that,
exactly. Right. So, like today, for instance, when you went, you're there by yourself eating.
I took it to go. I'm not that sad, guys.
Okay, you took it to go. Yeah,
I didn't eat by myself in the Hooters. I ate by myself in my room. Yeah, I took it to go because we were recording and I'm traveling today, so it was a fast situation.
I dated a girl that worked at Hooters when she was, I think, in college.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet bros. Score.
Yeah. And her grandmother
Also worked it.
Oh my God. A Hooters with all grandmas working there would be great.
Well, and here, this could make sense because what her grandmother wasn't familiar with Hooters. She just knew that her granddaughter worked at Hooters, but she always called it Hootsies.
Oh,
And so that could be where like the 65 and older people work is at
Hootsies.
Hootsies.
I would love a Hootsies.
Have some low hanging Hootsies.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing, actually.
And then also her grandmother called me, what did she call me? Oh yeah, I'd never met her grandmother, but her grandmother
She
called
called
me
you sweet tits.
I mean, who doesn't call me sweet tits? Her grandmother called me Tibbs.
Tibbs. Oh, that's cute.
I like that.
She was like, "Oh, how's Tibbs? And are you still working at Hootsies?"
Oh my God. I like that.
Oh, I love that so much.
Yeah,
Tibbs.
pretty great. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's
Am I
nice.
Tibbs or am I Tidge?
Yeah, Tidge.
You have all the nicknames.
Tibbs sounds like I come from like an old novel.
Yeah, Tibbs sounds like Charles Dickens. Like
Yeah,
you're an orphan and
Like
you just
a
showed
Huckleberry Finn.
Huckleberry Tibbs.
Well, I
yeah.
am a 53-year-old orphan, so
That's
I am. Yeah,
true.
yeah.
sorry to bring it up. Yeah.
Oh, I'm well aware.
Yeah.
My kids yesterday were telling me that if they could have one wish, they would bring back my whole family.
Oh my God.
That's actually adorable.
That's
I
so
know.
sweet.
It was so sweet, but it was also like, oh God.
Oh my
You're like,
God.
They got my whole family is gone.
Well, my brother's alive, but
Good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's right.
But yeah, it was really sweet. That was their one wish, that they would bring back my whole family.
My
They're like, mommy's lonely.
Yeah.
it's kind of the opposite. Is my tiny roommate recently her new thing is if being like, when you die, can I have that? Like about my belongings? Yeah. I'm like, yeah.
Don't let the door hitch on the way out.
Yeah, seriously.
Hope nothing happens to you.
Yeah.
What is the prized possession?
Oh, I'll
Yeah.
tell you. Actually, I'll tell you. I have I used to be into collecting little ornaments, like little, I don't know, like I'll have like a crystal and a Victorian coin and like a little metal hedgehog or whatever. And
Sure,
so
got to.
Yeah, got to. And I had this like wooden display case with all the little squares in it. And so I hadn't shown it to her yet because I just knew as soon as she saw it, everything would be broken and missing. So anyway, I finally showed it to her and her eyes coveting these little objects, just like it was so hard for her to not have them, to not
Yeah.
own them. And I get it. Yeah.
Of
But
course.
she was like, so when you die,
And so wait, you would not part with them at this age.
no, they're really it's things like I have my grandfather's snuff box, and I never met him, and I just all these objects together have a kind of mystical power. And at a certain point, because I used to have them out all the time, and then I thought, I think I'm living in the past, and like they're too powerful, so I kind of put them away, but I can't bring myself to get rid of them.
They're
and what
too
sort
powerful.
what is the power? What are they doing?
Like it's such intense nostalgia because I've collected them over different parts of my life. Some of them were like my grandparents' watch and things like that, and then some are from like exes, and some are, and I'm prone to nostalgia and like poring over my old journals and stuff.
Oh,
and I
really?
And I don't want to like encourage that quality of myself. So
You're like, tuck these away.
Yeah.
I just reached out to an ex of mine and sent her a picture saying
of your tits.
of my,
those sweet tits.
no, of my tits in a dumpster. No, I sent her a picture of this and said, I came across this today and thought of you.
Is
that roadkill?
Is that a dead bird roadkill?
It's owl vomit.
How would one know that that's owl vomit?
Well, my son Max told us. He said that owls cannot digest fur or bones or claws.
Who can?
Well, I don't know, but yeah, he said that that's what the owl throws up. And
wow.
Whoa,
that was on your hike.
Well, it was just out in the wilderness and what have you, and so I sent her that picture and just said, "Thought of you today."
Why did it make you think of her?
She wrote, is that owl vomit? And I said, yeah. And
did she really write that?
Yeah, she loves owls.
Oh, okay. That checks out then.
I'm like, how does everyone know about owl vomit?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So I did. I thought of her right away. I was like, wow, how's she doing?
I'm surprised that the owl throws up that stuff and doesn't just like poo out the bones. Like that, it's a real pain in the ass to eat something and then have to throw up part of it. Anyway.
It'd probably be pretty tough to poop it out too.
That's true.
To have claws and full-on bones and just a huge clump of fur.
I know. I just had these chicken wings. Ugh.
Those bones are coming up.
Wait, you just had
chicken wings.
Hootsies today?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we got onto it.
Okay. I missed that was today.
Yeah.
I only brought it up because I checked in and literally went straight to the Hootsies.
Are you impressed that I dated someone that worked at Hootsies?
So impressed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you guys were like, wow, yeah. But I mean, I just really want to know, are you impressed?
I'm very impressed. I feel like you dated a lot of different people though. Like a wide variety.
Sure.
Because you came out like at 18 or something, no?
No, I mean, my face and my hairstyle might have come out before I did. But yeah, I've certainly dated a good amount.
Yeah.
I always think if you had everyone that you had ever slept with in a room gathered and pretend
mine be a small room.
be a
here she is now.
But how long would it so take for instance everyone that you've ever slept with, how long would it take them to figure out what they have in common? Like is there a
owl vomit?
Like do they all look alike, or you know what I mean? Or like mine is such a random mix of people that
I was telling Stephanie the other day that I feel like my taste truly boils down to I love writers.
Oh yeah, we were saying this.
Whether it's a musician, a poet, an author, a comedian, just people that write, I've realized that. And I also love funny people.
Me too.
If they're not funny, then just they have to be so on fire with their sense of humor. But for sure in the arts, I mean, even if they're not I've certainly dated, painters and actors and whatever, but I feel like the majority of my taste boils down to I love a writer.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I also feel like they have to be like funny is so important, but also just that they laugh at the right things and are
like
big
get the
laughers.
jokes.
Yeah, like I like people who laugh easily and laugh at the right things. And
Yes.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm amazed you said poets, because there's something about it's a big risk, because you date someone who says I'm a poet, and then you know you're going to see their poetry at some point. And if it's not good, that's like, if you actually don't like someone's art, that's tough.
Oh,
I
if you don't
think.
like their poems.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. If somebody
Roses are red.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Wait, shh. Let's hear her out, May.
Yeah.
I like
Go on.
hootsies.
Well,
so do you.
Maybe you own a home, or maybe you're about to become a new homeowner. Congrats. Either way, you're going to want to save time and money by switching to Allstate for your home insurance.
Check Allstate first, and you could save $574 on your home insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary. Next time you're shopping for snacks and you're craving something crunchy and satisfying, ditch the bag of chips and grab wonderful pistachios, no shells. Your body and your taste buds will thank us.
I love pistachios, my friends. They're the perfect snack, whether you're having a busy day or relaxing with friends. Wonderful pistachios, no shells flavors come in a variety of award-winning flavors, including chili roasted, honey roasted, sea salt and vinegar, smoky barbecue, sea salt and pepper, and the new addition, jalapeno lime, with the same great taste and health benefits as traditional pistachios. No shells flavors make snacking a breeze.
I too, Tig, am a big fan of pistachios. They're such a perfect snack. As soon as I got to Toronto, the first thing I bought was wonderful pistachios. And I love that you don't have to deal with those shells, because listen, I'll dig into a shell for pistachio, but this is just so easy. You pop them in your mouth. I take them on trips. They are so good. So visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. That's wonderfulpistachios.com.
You know, not that this person is my type, but of course there's the incredible Andrea Gibson, who takes poetry to a whole other level. I mean, Andrea goes from being the funniest person, I mean, truly like the best stand-up you'll ever see.
Really?
So funny, but it's so incredible the wave that you ride, because you'll be laughing so hard, and then Andrea will go into a poem that will destroy you, where you're sobbing, and then come out of that and then break the mood with the most hilarious thing, and it's just on and on and on.
That's
so
great.
Anyway, not my type. Andrea and I don't believe would ever date, but
never say never.
Well, I'm pretty positive that we're not gonna.
You're like, I'm married.
I'm pretty happily married, and Andrea is very happily partnered up, and with another incredible poet. And so,
oh, really?
Yeah. Anyway,
two poets in the night.
Yeah.
I have I heard this anecdote that really happened to someone, and I want to tell you guys.
Please.
So this was this is a producer on the show I'm making, and I've known him for years. He's this like British guy, and this really happened to him, and I can confirm because it sounds like you wrote it, but I saw like the text screenshot. So okay, his wife, so his mother-in-law, gets a text from her great aunt, and it's a group text to the whole family, and it's saying, "Hi, I'm so sorry to have to say this, but Robert, my husband's passed away, and it was, he's been sick for a while, but it was still unexpected, and I'm a widow now, and thank you for your love." Anyway, heartbreaking text. So she's like, "Oh God, yeah, I've got to think." And then she also has a separate text thread with her bingo group. And she receives a text around the same time on her bingo thread saying, "Oh my God, like Brian or whatever just won 20 grand in bingo from the group." She responds to the bingo thread, but she accidentally responds to the death thread. So she writes to her great aunt, on the whole family is on there, in response to Robert's passed away. She writes, "Great news! ! You'll be next." Can you believe
Oh my God.
Did she realize what she had done right away? Do we know?
Immediately, and she's calling her daughter going, what do I do? How do I, like, she's not very tech savvy, but,
Yeah.
and it's like hard to even
You'll be
convince
next.
the family members that was an
Incredible
accident.
news.
Great news. You'll be next.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
Oh,
God.
wow.
I had to
That
tell
is
you.
pretty good.
I'm
Yeah.
glad that you shared that.
That was
know.
a great antidote.
Because you can't, wait, antidote?
Didn't you say I have an antidote to share with you?
Anecdote. Oh,
Anecdote.
yeah.
Anecdote. Anecdote.
Anecdote. 'Cause I thought you meant like an antidote to
Antidote.
talking about poetry.
My bad. I can't pronounce things.
Well, should we listen to today's questioner?
I think we should. It would be weird.
Yes.
It would be really weird if we didn't.
Yeah, I think it'd be really weird.
Yeah.
I just saw this questioner in person.
Really? Are you friends?
Yeah.
Oh, no way. And you are too, right, Tig?
Definitely friends and definitely friendly. I wouldn't say, I mean, I have their phone number.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, I have socialized with this person.
Okay.
And my wife worked with this person.
Of course.
But I can't sit here and claim that this is my closest friend.
yeah.
But I did go out to eat with her and her wife recently.
Sounds pretty close to me.
Okay, all right. It's pretty close. Pretty
And,
close.
Fortune, you went to Hooters with her recently.
I
right?
wish. No, we saw each other at Chicago Pride.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I
with-
am
with
only
Leisha.
Oh, yeah. They have a podcast. Well, we should just say who it is. Yeah.
Today's question asker is an actress and podcaster best known for her role as Shane on The L Word and L Word Generation Q. She also played Lena on Ray Donovan and Professor Paige Hewson on Grownish, in addition to hosting the Pants podcast with past handsome questioner Leisha Haley. Kate Moennig is asking today's question.
Can I just say real quick before we get to the question
Yeah.
that Kate is like so many women's fantasy.
I want to talk
from
about
the
that.
from the original L Word. I mean, I did like a little cameo when it came back, and I've never had more people in my life text me, and I'm
Yeah.
just doing like a blip on the radar kind of role, but they like announced that like, and I couldn't believe how many straight women
Yes.
texted me, and they were like, I fantasize about Kate
Yes.
all the time, or they were just refer to Kate as Shane. Like,
Yeah.
Shane Kate was like
Shane
the
was-
person for everybody.
A very iconic character, and
Mhm.
and for me it was like, well, one of the first sort of, I want to say like slightly mask energy, like queer women on that was like very universally desirable to everyone. Like it really
Mhm.
was because I remember I was pretty young when it was like, yeah, watching that show, watching Shane as a character made me make more sense to myself because it was like a
Yeah.
mask.
Were you
character.
attracted to Shane, May?
I'm attracted to everyone, you know.
I know you are.
Yeah, of course, but mainly I wanted to be Shane for sure. Yeah.
And Shane was kind of like the bad boy
Yeah.
in girl form. We had not really seen that.
Yeah, unapologetically
Yeah.
just slutting it up. Yeah.
Just banging all these hot chicks left
Yeah.
and right. I mean,
Fortune!
honestly, the L Word definitely was like, it came out when I was still in the closet, and I like watched it in secret because I was like, I didn't want anyone to know that I was watching the L Word because they might think I was gay.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you're watching it in Hooters.
I'm watching it again by myself in my room, probably eating Hooters.
Running from
And-
wieners.
That it just blew my mind. The whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, me too.
I was really into Jennifer Bills.
God, of course.
That was the person I was like, va va boom. Ah.
And before we play the question, one more thing is that when I was in high school, Kate Moennig was in a music video for Our Lady Peace, a Canadian indie rock band, and it's for
Ooh.
the videos. Is Anybody Home is the song, and she's so fucking cool in the video, and I love that band, and I watched the video a lot. Anyways,
Nice.
You know what's funny is after Stephanie was on L Word Generation Q, because I'm very familiar with that show and these characters. Mainly though, Leisha and Kate, only just because they're iconic people.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Jennifer, I guess she's like the main character, or she.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I thought,
Oh my God.
I thought Kate and Leisha were the two main characters of that show.
Yeah.
And
It was
Stephanie
like an ensemble, right?
I
Yeah.
guess, but
sort of, yeah.
I don't know. Stephanie just thought it was hilarious that I thought Jennifer Beals was like a character in the background. I was like, what are you talking
Who's that
about?
lady drinking coffee over there?
Yeah.
It's like I thought it was all around Kate and Leisha. And I don't know if it was because I was hanging out with them that I thought that, but I was like, what do you mean? I truly thought she was like some side character, off in the distance. And that's not the case.
Well, everybody kind of latched on to different characters for different reasons as being there. That's my person.
And then they made, this is the era they made the real L Word after it came out. It was a reality show about a bunch of queer women, and my friend was on it. And we didn't really know. She'd gone off to do it, and we were all like, oh, crazy. And then I remember watching it, and she's like fingering someone on TV. And we were all like, what? I know. And
on the reality show?
On the reality show. And
It's real, y'all.
Those were the days where there'd be some night vision camera and you're seeing people fully bone on reality TV.
Yeah,
they
had like doing it. Not like the
doing
actual,
what?
About to do it or something. It.
It.
Tig.
Wow.
They had like a strap on or something. I was like, oh my God. I was like clutching my pearls too.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had friends on that reality show too. I didn't know they were up to that though.
They might themselves not have been doing that. But
Well, I'm going to text them and ask them what was going on.
Should we see what Kate's question is?
yeah, we should.
That's why we're here. And that's why we're queer.
Get used to it.
Hi, Handsome Podcast. It is Kate Moennig here. And my question is, would you rather, for the next 7 years of your life,
7,
have to fall into the most boring conversation that each of you individually could ever consider? The worst conversation. You have to have this conversation every single day for the next 7 years, between 1 to 3 hours in length.
I'm
the catch is, you don't know what part of the day this conversation is going to happen in.
I love a
But
boring
it will
conversation.
happen every single day.
Okay.
Or for the rest of your life,
Okay.
would you rather wear flesh-colored toe shoes? You have to wear it every time you go outside. It doesn't matter if it's a premiere, going to the grocery store, doing any kind of personal appearance. With every single outfit, you have to wear flesh-colored toe shoes. And the catch is, you cannot tell anyone that you took this would you rather dare. You just have to own the fact that you now wear
Toe shoes.
flesh-colored toe shoes.
Wow. So specific.
Now, did anyone notice? I know Kate is a sex symbol. Okay.
Yeah.
As probably all of us, right?
Right. But Thomas, could you put the picture back up? Did you notice we looked exactly alike?
Y'all were dressed the same, yeah?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So
Another sex symbol in our
yeah.
Did you plan that?
That was you have not
Did I
ever
plan
worn
to
that
be
color.
this sexy?
Yeah, Tig just comes by that naturally.
I should have dressed up like Tom Hanks.
May and I are kind of twinsies.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, this is not a typical thing. It's an around the house look.
Yeah.
I like it. So, okay, what a question. Okay.
What a question.
I've just done the math on my phone, and if you had a for 7 years, a boring conversation for 1 hour a day.
She said 1 to 3.
Oh,
But
fuck.
we're
You
gonna
should
go
do
with one.
2. You should do 2.
I'm gonna keep that conversation to 1 hour.
Well, we can double what math you did. We double it.
Yes. Okay. So I came up with that's 2,555 hours. So doubled that.
Over 5,000.
Oh my God! And you only live
but the
once.
rest of your life, toe shoes.
But how does that really affect you?
I hate toe shoes. Let me just say.
Well,
this.
let's calm down, Fortune. Okay.
You guys know what toe shoes are, right?
To be honest,
I don't think I do. What are toe shoes?
What are they?
Toe shoes are the shoes that have individual toe cutouts. You know what I'm talking about? They look like swimming shoes.
They're barefoot shoes.
Yeah.
Tig loves those.
I hate them.
I don't wear the actual toes in each thing, but I do wear barefoot shoes sometimes, which, you know, when people, their toes start going in all different directions and you get that big bone coming out. You know. One of those. You got to go to the doctor, get it sawed off.
Bunion, right?
Yeah, shoved back in. Yeah, well,
shove that back in.
You know, you're naturally supposed to be walking barefoot. You know, and listen, look it up. Don't everyone get mad at me when I start saying this, but your feet don't actually need support because your feet are born with all of the support it needs. And if you walk barefoot, you keep your toes all loose and able to move. And like, you should still be able to move your toes kind of like fingers. Like when you see babies, they can still move their toes like that. Of course.
Is this an easy question for you? You're like, great, bring on the flesh-colored toe shoes?
Yeah, well, I can't stand, not only can I not stand a boring conversation, I don't like small talk.
Yeah.
I don't like any of that. And I would much rather just sit alone and be quiet and observe. But I am interested in boring people. I find them fascinating. And I've wanted to do a podcast. I don't know if I've talked to you about this, where I interview boring people and they come on knowing that they are boring. And I would want to dissect it and be like, okay, like right now, the story you just told me, I'm dreadfully bored. Why did you think that was interesting?
Oh my God. Okay. So you might get a kick out of that too. I feel like,
it can go either way for you.
Yeah.
I know it's weird, but I think I would choose toe shoes / barefoot shoes because
I could see you wearing those.
Also,
how dare you?
Even at a premiere.
How dare you? I could see you wearing that headset at a premiere.
Can I take your order?
How closely do you track your bank statements and credit card history? Are you combing through every single charge on a regular basis or just assume everything's fine until you notice something weird? Honestly, I don't have time to watch my accounts very closely, but now that I'm using Rocket Money, it does all that for me and I don't even have to worry about it.
Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so that you can grow your savings. With Rocket Money, I have full control over my subscriptions and a clear view of my expenses. I've used it to find unwanted subscriptions I've been wasting money on for months, and Rocket Money also helped me easily cancel with just a few taps.
Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/handsome. That's rocketmoney.com/handsome. rocketmoney.com/handsome. Buying jewelry is fun, whether it's for yourself, a friend, or a partner, but the actual shopping process can be a bit overwhelming and you don't want to feel unsure about such a big, serious purchase. You want to make sure you're getting a piece of jewelry that you really love. And here's what makes me feel the best about a jewelry purchase: sourcing it from BlueNile.com.
Blue Nile offers thousands of independently graded diamonds and fine jewelry at prices significantly below traditional retail. If you have questions, Blue Nile's jewelry experts are on hand 24/7 via phone or chat. From technical questions to budget suggestions, they're here to help you find a piece you can feel great about, whether you're gifting it to yourself or to someone else.
Parv's been away and I wanted to get her a present for when she gets back, and I got her like a birthstone bracelet. Sapphire's her birthstone. So I hope it makes her love me. There is something very romantic about a bracelet,
She would
or
love
a
you,
necklace.
for sure.
Yeah, but it was super easy to do it on BlueNile.com. Experience the ease and convenience of shopping Blue Nile, the original online jeweler. Go to BlueNile.com today. That's BlueNile.com. Kate said that the conversation could strike at any time. So you could be about to go on stage, and then the tech guy backstage is just like, can I talk to you about Bitcoin? And then you're there and the audience is going, where's Tig? And you're like, I gotta do this.
You have to bring that boring person on stage.
Yeah.
And make it part of the act.
Which would be fun.
That would be fun.
That would be really fun to bring a boring person.
Like, this person's harassing me. Can you guys believe it?
I think I would go with the toe shoes as
really?
well. Yeah, I think
Fortune, you're going towards boring, but let's hear May. Go on.
Yeah, let's hear May.
The problem is because you can't tell people that was a would you rather and that you're being forced to do it. So Kate said you got to own it, and then
but it's for the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life, and that makes you the type of person that's like, I'm so quirky. I'm wearing flesh-colored toe shoes, and that is really annoying as a quality in a person. So I don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Are you calling me annoying?
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, I chose toe shoes.
Yeah, and you were pumped about it too.
Well, and I'm gonna have really good-looking feet.
Yeah,
at the
your
end
toes
of my
are
life.
gonna wiggle,
and you guys are gonna be. Your brain is going to be
bunions
dripping out of your. That's what I picture when when somebody's telling me a boring story. All I can picture is opening my head, cracking my skull open, taking my brain out, and then throwing it against the wall and watching it slowly slide down the wall. Don't you judge me. That is how I feel when somebody's telling me a boring story. I'm like, oh God,
graphic.
Well,
your podcast is gonna you're gonna really be having some brain splatter.
Yeah.
Fortune, do you think you would be able to just check out, like during the conversation, you just go, I'm going to use this hour to just meditate in my head. So you're kind of nodding, active listening, but you just are.
Well, yeah, Kate didn't say I couldn't like play Best Fiends or something.
Don't talk to me about Best Fiends.
I mean, I don't have. There's no rule that I have to like engage. They could talk at me. I've had people talk at me plenty.
Oh my God, people do it all the time.
So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the boring conversation because I want to. I need to get it over with. I need to get. It's like a prison sentence. Like, let's get the time.
You're right.
7 years.
It's only 7 years. I forgot. Yeah. Okay.
Let's get the time
over a lifetime of toe
shoes. I hate toe shoes.
I hate boring stories.
I've seen people wear toe shoes.
Unless I'm telling them.
I roll my eyes every time. I don't know what it is. No offense to anybody out there in their toe shoes right now.
I feel like rock climbers wear toe shoes.
Rock climbers definitely seem to wear toe shoes.
Well, because they need to keep they can't have their toes all mangled and go in weird directions when they're climbing a mountain.
Yeah.
And I remember I got Sarah Silverman so sold on barefoot shoes. She bought toe shoes. And
what's barefoot shoes versus toe shoes?
Barefoot shoes, they have a wider
Google it.
Yeah, you
sole.
Google. Yeah, they got a bigger like front area where your toes go.
And
so
you had her, and she was wearing them.
Yeah, so when you walk, your toes aren't squeezed into that point that a shoe makes. And then
I wear
also
very pointy heels.
But even just regular shoes, they're always made to kind of come to a point of some sort.
Right.
And then they also are very flat.
Yeah.
Because everyone's getting like thicker and thicker shoes. And the best thing you can actually do for your feet is to walk with less support.
I love a little support on my foot.
You know what I love? The feeling, but I feel like I haven't had this since I was a kid. But when you're a kid and you go to get pair of shoes. If your parents take you to buy some shoes, and in the shoe store they measure your foot with that metal device, and
Yeah.
it feels so good. For some reason, your your sock foot on that metal thing. I loved that feeling.
Yeah.
You could probably buy one and just measure your feet every morning.
Maybe I need to start a role play with Parv that's like shoe salesperson.
Yes, that's your next role play.
Okay, what about this? What's worse to both of you? A person telling a deeply boring story. And when I say I hate boring stories, I love to tell boring stories. I tell my kids. Yeah, I tell my kids boring stories at night, and they beg for them, and I put them to sleep.
Yeah.
But would you prefer a boring story or somebody trying desperately to tell you an interesting story to be interesting? Do you know what I'm saying? Where they're trying so hard to impress you.
Yeah, I prefer that. I prefer that. Yeah.
Because they're at least trying, and you're like, oh, you're trying.
Well, the boring person's trying too.
Not as hard.
But they might be.
But sometimes with
but they can't read themselves.
The worst is when you can tell they just like the sound of their own voice, and they're just they're not picking up on any of your cues. And
no.
Did you guys know the ruby slippers from the Wizard of Oz? They sold at auction for $660,000. That's the most, and it's the most that a pair.
Is that a lot of money?
$660,000. Yeah, that's a lot.
Fuck, it's
some gay man bought those, baby.
yeah, some gay guy. But that's a ton of money. But
where did that fact come from?
I've always known
shoes.
Shoes.
What if they made ruby slipper flat shoes or ruby slipper toe shoes? Yeah,
no,
they're not going
interested.
for $660,000.
Yeah,
was Judy Garland's foot in those? No.
Oh, you know whose shoes I have?
Who?
Whoopi Goldberg's.
What do you mean?
Oh, y'all accidentally exchanged them when you met the Pope?
No, I did the View a few years ago, and when we were walking out, it was Christmas, like holiday season, and she was like, I said something about how I used to watch her HBO. May, must you yawn through my Whoopi Goldberg shoe story?
I'm so sorry.
What if Whoopi saw that?
You didn't choose boring stories for 7 years.
Exactly. No, I didn't think that you caught that. I'm so sorry.
Of course I did. Your entire face was wide open.
No, I am listening. No, I'm into the Whoopi story. I should have leaned out to yawn.
So Whoopi and I are walking out, and I was telling her how I used to love watching her HBO show, one-person shows on when I was a kid. Yeah, on HBO. And then she bent down as we were doing a walk and talk down the hall.
Nice.
She bends down, kicks her shoes off. She said, "You know what, Tig? I'm a fan of yours too. Here are my shoes."
Stop.
And they are high heel shoes. Do you know how awkward it is? Wait, do you know how awkward it is to be mid-conversation and have somebody take their shoes off and say, "I'm going to give you my shoes"? And she's famous for her shoes.
What?
I didn't know that, because I was like, I could see a basketball player giving a kid a shoe.
I didn't know this either, but Stephanie told me that on The View, Whoopi wears crazy shoes, which is very crazy, because when I was with her in Rome, she basically had like Teva looking shoes on. But anyway, Stephanie said they do a Whoopi shoe cam because her shoes are so crazy.
I didn't know this.
So I
will give you my shoes.
I'm mid conversation with Whoopi Goldberg, and I'm bending down to pick up the shoes that she just kicked off.
Wait,
and
so
I'm just casually picking them up and then continuing to talk and walk with her as I'm carrying her high heel shoes that are they're designed to look like Rudolph. The front of them have red noses, and it's reindeer shoes.
Hilarious.
So I leave, I go home, and my brother, my sister-in-law, my in-laws, everybody's in town, and I'm like, you guys, they're in town for Christmas. I'm like, Whoopi Goldberg just gave me her shoes. Everyone in my family put on Whoopi's shoes and ran all around our house. Everyone tried them out.
God.
And now we put them on the mantle at Christmas time.
Oh, it's a Christmas treasure.
There's something with the biggest power move about that is that she didn't pick them up and hand them to you. She kicked them off and then you had to bend down and pick them up.
Of course.
I love it.
Whoopi Goldberg isn't going to kick them off and hand them to me. She's going to be like,
She's
take
like,
my
"Here,
shoes.
I know you want these. Here you go."
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have picked up on that cue. I would have been like, "What?"
When she kicked off the shoes.
Yeah.
Well, she said, "I'm going to give you my shoes."
That's right.
That was the main cue.
And you just took it in stride. You were like, "Oh, thanks."
She truly was somebody that was such an inspiration to me as a kid. I used to watch her HBO specials, like with kind of how Fortune would watch the L Word. I would watch it with the volume down because she was talking about abortion, just so many adult topics. And I was so into her when I was a kid. And so it was, if she's kicking her shoes off and saying, "I'm going to give these to you," I don't have any further questions. I'm just like, thank you.
Sign them.
I was very
down the road.
Yeah.
Take those puppies back to New York.
Yeah. I'll wear them to the View next time and kick them off and be like, "Whoopi, sign those."
I wish when she met the Pope, she gave him her shoes. I was very into, like, my intro to her was the movie Ghost, I think. And then,
that movie.
Yeah, Ghost.
Yeah. And I remember Ghost. That should have been the tagline of the movie.
Yeah.
I remember being like too young to know that I was finding it kind of horny, but when he
finding it horny,
when he inhabits her body, and so she slow dances with Demi Moore, but it's Patrick Swayze, but it's also Whoopi. I was like, I like this, but I didn't know why.
Yeah, it was sexy.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Have you ever role played the pottery?
No,
the pottery
you and Parv.
We got to get a pottery wheel, and you're right.
Yeah.
You're
my God, put that on a list.
The movie was the best.
Yeah,
it's such a good movie.
I haven't watched it in a long time. Do you think it holds up?
You never know.
That goblin comes to get him at some point, and it was like,
"There's a goblin."
When the
I
guy
saw that movie, I did see that movie. I don't remember a goblin.
No, when the bad guy dies from the window glass or whatever. He's clearly going to whatever the movie's version of hell is.
Yeah.
And it has like, and he's like, "Oh, something's coming to get him." And it's like,
oh my God.
Are you confusing this with Ghostbusters?
I swear to God, you guys.
I know what you're talking about. But I really love how you acted it out.
I'm telling you, there's that noise. And it's supposed to be like, he's going to hell.
It had the song, it had Unchained Melody in it. That song.
That. I mean, songs can really make a movie.
They really can. Yeah.
What's another example?
That one space movie with Aerosmith.
Oh, yeah. Don't want to close
Don't want to close my...
Wait, what space movie?
I don't know.
Armageddon. I don't want to fall asleep because I miss you, girl.
What if it was in like Empire Strikes Back?
There's some real iconic moments with music, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like actors are usually good storytellers. Like, I was just thinking about boring conversations, and you know that guy who does Inside the Actors Studio. It's like mostly it's kind of without fail super interesting, and then every once in a while there's some actor on there who thinks they're so interesting. And I love at the end, doesn't he always say, if you got to heaven,
what would God say or something?
Yeah, what do you want God to say? And then you got these actors being like, I'd want him to say, "You did good, kid," or something. And they always are so, they've prepared in advance the line. And
what is your favorite swear word?
Oh yeah, what's your favorite curse word?
What is?
Fuck, it's definitely the best one.
Is tits a swear word? Because I love that word.
Fortune is blinded by tits.
Tits and titties. I love those words.
Fortune, you say like you got cooter.
I love cooter. That's not taking the Lord's name in vain, though.
Yeah. Neither's tits.
I do love cooter. I love tits. Titties.
Yeah.
I do love tits. I do love
the word butthole. Beehole.
Yeah.
I like Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I like that.
You are taking the Lord's name in vain. How dare you?
Well, you know me. Should we hear what the answer to Kate's question is?
Yeah, I'm curious.
And remember, look at us. We are twins today.
Yeah,
I'm
I
all of a
know.
sudden as sexy, if not sexier, than Kate.
I gave this some thought, and I have come to the decision that I'd have to go toe shoes. I just have to own it. I'd find a way
We
to make
are
it work.
twins.
I'd make my outfits, try to work around it the best I could. But the alternative of having a horrible conversation every day of my life is too much to bear. So I got to go toe shoes.
I knew it. When at first, when she said toe shoes, I thought she meant like ballet toe shoes, where you're like on your pointed toes, and you're like
Yeah, that
boink,
would
boink,
hurt.
boink, boink, boink.
I'm pretty sure it's toe shoes, like your little piggies.
Yeah,
are
but
wrapped around.
She said
shoe.
flesh colored. She said initially. Imagine that.
Even better.
I guess maybe that might look at first like you're barefoot.
What if she hears this and she's like, "You idiots! I was talking about ballet shoes."
Ballet shoes. But those are
yeah.
called. Are those? I don't know if those are called toe shoes. Are they?
No, they're called ballet shoes, I think.
Well, no, ballet shoes are those flat little
Point shoes. Thomas
point
said.
shoes. Oh,
point
Thomas knows
shoes,
all
yeah.
about point
Mhm.
shoes.
I guess I'm the only one that has the capacity to listen to boring people.
No,
No, May does too.
Yeah, I went
Oh, you
with-
picked that too.
I came back around because I thought it's only 7 years with the conversations, and then I thought I didn't realize I could tune out, and I could use the hour for other things like
Yeah.
thinking about Napoleon. Or
I can't handle it. I'm all
Yeah.
toe shoes all the time. Me and Kate will frolic off in love, sexy twins wearing toe shoes.
But Tig, you didn't even think about this option. You could use that 7 years full of podcasts. You could podcast every boring conversation.
That's true.
You know me. I'm trying to wind things down.
You don't want a daily 7-year podcast.
Oh my God. It does appeal to me. Don't you think it would be slightly fascinating to
I think
interview?
a limited series, maybe.
Okay, but to interview a boring person and ask them why did you tell me that story?
Do you think though that boring people know they're boring?
I think they would say because that's
It
a
would
good
be like-
story.
they'd be like, "Why do you want me on this podcast?"
It's the thing of like, you have to come on knowing that, okay, I suspect I'm boring. Nobody
Yeah.
talks to me, or everyone falls asleep.
Yeah. So if it was like a self-help thing almost where you were teaching them to be less boring. So you're going,
That
okay,
could be interesting.
yeah, you're like in that story, you could have omitted 90% of it.
This 10-minute chunk
Yeah.
that went nowhere. You
This is how
spun your
you-
wheels.
yeah.
That you could say, "Let me give you some pointers. Here are my
Yeah.
Tig tips."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could bring on your story that is your go-to and you feel like it's not killing
Yeah.
it at parties.
Yeah.
And then I could listen and be like, okay, that is dreadful.
Yeah.
Here is where you need to
Yeah.
edit.
There's a movie called I Heart Huckabees, and there's a character in it who at some point in the movie, someone sits him down and they've secretly recorded him in hundreds of situations telling the same story about about meeting Shania Twain.
Oh my
And you see
God,
him-
she's back.
Let's go,
Yeah.
girls.
Let's go, girls.
We got to get a question from her. Go on.
You
Yes.
got her. But it's just a good scene of him listening. And at first he's like, yeah, I love the story. And then he's listening to himself tell it over and over again. And you can see his world crumbling inside.
Yeah. Well, when my sons are like, Mary, tell us a boring story for bedtime. And then I'll try and think of the most boring thing for my day. And then I absolutely make sure not a single detail is left out of anything. And that is where it's fascinating to have people not know that doesn't need to go in that story.
Yeah.
That little piece that you just added right there.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna miss out on all the boring stories for 7 years because you're gonna be in toe shoes.
I know.
Kate's still gonna be hot though in toe shoes. You
Oh,
too,
yeah.
Tig.
Here's a weird fact that I heard about Kate.
Okay.
That Kate didn't know that she was gay when she first started the L word.
No
I
way.
Knew, I knew that. I did know that. Because, of
Yeah.
course, you watch the show, I immediately want to know every cast member,
Did
their
the show
sexualities,
make
their
her
personal life.
gay?
I think so.
Oh,
I think the show
wow.
made her gay. I think the show has made a lot of viewers gay.
Made a lot of people want to sleep with a woman for sure.
But isn't it weird to think
Mainly
that
Kate.
Shane from the L Word at one point did not know she was gay?
Yeah,
'Cause
can you
she's like
imagine?
she's like a lesbian icon now.
But maybe she's bi. Is she, or I don't know. I feel like if you've been
She's
having, no, she's fully
so
gay.
gay.
She's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah, yeah,
gay
yeah.
now.
Did you
Pretty
see
gay.
her face?
She looks like Dick.
She's
And those ladies
gay
still
as
go
the day is long.
Those ladies go nuts for them when they saw Kate and Leisha walk in that Chicago Pride.
Really?
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, they are icons. Yeah.
I went up on stage with them because their podcast is called the Pants Pod. I said we should have them take their pants off and call it the No Pants Pod. Am I right?
And did everyone go nuts?
And yeah, a lot of people were like, yeah.
We should do
That probably made a lot of people gay.
Yeah, it did.
Uh-huh.
we could do a crossover called Handsome Pants.
Handsome Pants.
Oh my
Or
Lord. Pants.
Handsome Pants.
We should
Pants.
get pants merch
Yes.
that say handsome across the derriere.
Yes.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
How come we don't have any underwear for sale?
Classic May. Well, that is the end of our sexy episode with Shane from the L Word.
Now, if you want to see more of this, we're doing an exclusive show August 24th that you can purchase a live stream ticket to. And that link will be good for an entire week. We're doing the show live in Toronto.
Danforth Music Hall.
Tickets are sold out for the live in-person show, but streaming tickets, the whole world could buy.
That's
Yeah.
right. You can go to one of our social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, all those good places. And that'll give you the link. Or you can go to our handsomepod.com for merch if you're looking for a coffee or cool teas.
Also, let us know if you have merch ideas, like of fun stuff. I'm into it when people suggest like
Ponties.
pontoons.
Why are we not selling Pontoos?
What, guys? Wait, why aren't we selling underwear?
Why aren't we selling this underwear?
Wait a second,
Guys, how come we're not selling brassieres?
Well, for now we have stickers and we have a cool Keep It Handsome mug.
You can put stickers on your private parts.
Yes.
I was going to also remind people to please check out my stand-up special called Hello Again on Prime Video and the movie that my wife Stephanie and I directed called Am I Okay on Max or HBO Max. I still don't really understand what the network is. And you will see a scene with me in a wig.
It's so good. Yeah, I got nothing to promote except our live show that you can live stream on the 24th of August, and check out Feel Good on Netflix.
I'm done with my tour, so if you want to watch some of my stand-up, you can see Sweet and Salty, where I talk about that Hooters situation.
Yeah.
Or Good Fortune, both on Netflix.
And go to tignotaro.com, see where I'm going to be working out new material in LA and Toronto. I believe Comedy Bar, Largo, Dynasty Typewriter. That's my stomping grounds. So until next time, I mean,
Keep
it
handsome in your toe shoes.
yeah.
Home insurance can be complicated, but it doesn't have to be. With Allstate, you can save time and money by switching your home insurance today. They make it easy and affordable for homeowners like you.
Check Allstate first, and you could save $574 on your home insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state, based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.